All right, everyone. First off, welcome to your final day of listening to all of Arion's silly PowerPoint videos. It's your last PowerPoint, and I want to remind you of that quote that we started the year off with. Lewis F. Powell Jr. says, "History balances the frustration of how far we have to go with the satisfaction of how far we have come. It teaches us tolerance for the human shortcomings and imperfections, which are not uniquely of our generation, but of all time." And I think that's one of the most important things that history can teach us. I am sitting here so frustrated with all of the ways that I wish this world would be better. And then I look back to 50 years ago when my dad remembers being on the first integrated football team at the college level in Texas. And I go, okay, maybe our world has come a long way. Um, that doesn't make me, and it in some ways balances that frustration of how far we really do have to go, but at least we've gone somewhere. I think, as Lewis F. Powell Jr. says, it teaches us tolerance for human shortcomings. Think about all the horrible things you've read about. They're not uniquely of the old generations, just like they're not uniquely of your generation. Um, but you can do better. That's the goal, and that's what history teaches us to be able to strive for. I also think, or I will hope that and I didn't get to talk about this because we never got to turn in the binder assignment again, but you have 5 more years of the same basic education system plus college after that. And that probably sounds kind of frustrating. My hope is that you can look at how much you learned this year about all these different cultures and civilizations, and you can go, I'm frustrated with how much more school I have, but at least I've learned something so far. And you could almost say that's balancing the frustration with the satisfaction. If I got a tattoo, it'd be this quote, or my daughter's birthdays, or my wife's name, but also probably this quote. Anyway, that's the last quote I have for you this year. I'm going to really quickly go through the PowerPoint. You'll get started on your test, and then everyone will get to say goodbye to Oliveri because I don't get to make your lives horrible anymore. Um, so really quick, a couple things I didn't have time to talk about. That's the route for Mansa Musa, and the entire time he's like throwing out that gold. Look, see, I'm hip with the memes, yo. He's throwing out that gold, and what's interesting that no one pointed out. Well, actually, a couple people did. That's why I remembered to talk to you about it. But whatever. While he's doing that, all that gold is going into the Mediterranean, and there's some arguments that it wasn't the Silk Road that made the Renaissance possible. It was Mansa Musa's gold. Um, Fascinating arguments. And it's weird because Mansa Musa doesn't get a whole lot of credit for that. Interesting. I wonder why those primary documents lay it out, because that would be giving credit to the people that Europeans, which is my ancestors, go on to enslave and brutalize and rape and torture and horrible, horrible things. As those primary documents laid out, these people had culture. We just didn't like to act like they had culture because then it would make us feel worse about the horrible things that we do, in my opinion. What's crazy is those things are still showing up and it's still a modern problem, like those murals on the side of McMillan's wall or classroom, right? Those murals still show those same like deep-seated racial stereotypes. And I want to remind you, when we started Islam, I asked you what's the first thing that came to mind, and most people said terrorism, bombs, explosions, guns, all that stuff. Um, that's not a social media now problem. That's a media going back 200 years problem. That goes all the way back to the Crusades problem, and it doesn't happen by accident. And so your job is to get educated enough to where you can see all of this stuff. Like, for example, I taught you about West Africa and the kingdoms of Ghana and Mali. I did not have time to talk to you about any of the other amazing kingdoms that happen in Africa that you probably still don't know about. Um, you should know and understand that these cultures existed because it shows that all of that stuff about, oh, they're uncivilized, they're savages, we are saving them, is just total wrong. If I was in classroom instead of on camera, I'd have other verbiage I would use. It's just totally wrong, and it's set up so that you feel better, or the people enslaving people feel better about the actions that they're doing. And I think that lays out in that primary documents when they're like, those people didn't even have the ability to feed themselves. And I'm like, wait a second, how can you have some? You can say the culture can't even feed themselves, and they're also the culture that had the richest man in human history before Amazon. That doesn't really make sense to me. You can't have those two things, and yet that's what those primary documents are arguing. And I would argue right now, it doesn't happen by accident. Okay, good. Good? Solid? I hope so, because that's what I build the whole year up to, and unfortunately I couldn't teach it to you in class where I get to yell at you and swing swords and stuff. So anyway, whoa! There we go. That was fun. So last little stuff for today. In your email is a quick survey question. The reality is that I think it's super likely that we're going to be teaching some online in some way the next year. So please respond to the email with what I can do better as a teacher. Which lesson types would you like more of? What worked well? Pull that back. What didn't work well? What lessons should I do more of? And make it better for future 7th graders. And who knows, I might teach 8th grade history next year. I don't know. And then that email also has your summer homework assignment. Yes, it's a real homework assignment. It will be turned in to your 8th grade teacher at the start of the year, either online or in paper, depending on if we have school or not. And it focuses on the ideas of this time period called the Enlightenment that really creates our nation. Don't do it until July 4th. I don't want you to do it tonight. If you do it tonight, it will serve zero purpose because you won't remember any of it by the time you get back to school in August. Do it at least after the July 4th, okay? And don't do it the night before school either, because then you'll forget everything you learned in this year and it won't make any sense. And then finally, complete your final test. It's worth 100 points. It's assigned and ready to go in the Schoology. Those are the words. Beyond that, all I can say from the depths of my soul in the words of Dwight is just thank you. Thank you for everything you've done this year. Thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for making it a pleasure to be your teacher. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm truly going to miss this group of 7th graders, and I mean it from the depths of my soul. I hope you all come hang out in my classroom and listen to my super bad music really loud at lunchtime. It won't be in room 19 though. I got moved. I'm in room 13. Don't get me started. I'm sad about it, but I'll live. Come visit. Let me know how life is going. I check my email through summer. And beyond that, once you finish the final test, all you have to do is knock out late work and whatever other specials, assignments, and stuff you get assigned for other classes. The last little thing I have for you is it really has been a pleasure. I appreciate you guys for all the hard work that you've done, and I hope it's been worth your time. And if it hasn't, that's a bummer, and I've failed at my job. If you'd like to do one last Zoom call as a collective group, send me an email and push me to do it, and maybe I'll get off my butt and actually do it. And then I have one quick 10-minute video that I think you should watch. It's hilarious. It's weird. It's full of curse words that are poorly edited out. You're going to love it. And it'll help you remember what you're going to do for the final test. And I'm going to start that right now after I say one last from the depths of my soul. Thank you very much for all your hard work. I hope you have a fantastic summer. I hope all is well and healthy with your families, and I hope I get to see you in a couple short months. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I appreciate all of your hard work. The future is in your hands, and I am in no way worried because you people are freaking rad. Thank you for everything you've done. Check out this video, knock out your final test, respond to my survey, and peace out, yo. See, I'm cool. It's been a pleasure. Talk to you later. Bye.
It's mammal time. Here come the mammals. Look at those breasts. Now they're gonna dominate the world, and one of them just learned how to grab stuff. And walk. No, walk like that. And grab stuff at the same time. And bang rocks together to make pointed rocks. Ouch. And set things on fire. Youch. And make crazy sounds with their voice. Knirsch, which can mean different things.
That's a human person.
And now they're everywhere. Almost.
Ice Age.
What? You can walk over here? Cool.
Not anymore.
Well, I guess we're stuck here now. Let's review. There's people on the planet. And they're chasing their food. Time to plant some grass. Look at this. I control the food now. Now everyone will want to be my friend and live near me. Let's all build houses, except mine is bigger because I own the food. This is great. I wonder if anyone else is doing this. Tired of using rocks for everything? Use metal. It's underground. Better farming was just invented in a sweet dank valley right in between these two rivers, and the animals are helping.
Guess what happens next?
More food, and more people who came to buy the food. Now you need people to help make the food and keep track of the sales. And now you need houses for people to live in and people to make the houses. And now there's more people and they invent things, which makes things better. And more people come and there's more farming and more people to make more things for more people. And now there's business, money, writing, laws, power.
Society.
Coming soon to a dank river valley near you. Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, the horse is probably being tamed. Why is all my metal so lame and lumpy? Tired of using lame, sad metal? Introducing
Bronze.
made with special ingredient tin from the far lands of Tinland. I don't know, my dealer won't tell me where he gets it. Also, guess what?
Egypt.
Meanwhile, out in the middle of nowhere, they figured out how to put wheels on a horse. Now we're getting somewhere. Also,
China,
and did I mention
Indus River Valley Civilization. Where did she go?
the Middle East is getting more complicated? Maybe because it's in the middle of the East. Knock knock, or clop clop. It's the people with the horses. And they made an empire, and then everyone else copied their horses.
Greeks.
Ah, look, it must be the Greeks, or a beta version of the Greeks. Let's check in with the Indus River Valley Civilization. They're gone. Guess who's not gone?
China. New arrivals in India. Maybe it's those horse people I was talking about, or their cousins or something. And they wrote some hymns and mantras and stuff.
You could make a religion out of this. There's the Bronze Age collapse.
Now the Phoenicians can get down to business.
Also, can we switch to a metal that's a little easier to find? Thanks. Look who came back to Israel. It's the 12 tribes of Israel.
And they believe in God.
Just one, though. He's got like a 10-step program. Here's some huge heads. Must be the Olmecs. The Phoenicians make some colonies. The Greeks copy their idea and make some colonies. The Phoenicians made a colony so big it makes colonies. Here comes the Assyrian Empire. Never mind, it's the Babylonian Median.
It's the Persian Empire.
Wow, that's big. Ah, the Buddha was just enlightened. Who's the Buddha? This guy who sat under a tree for so long that he figured out how to ignore the fact that we're all dying. You can make a religion out of this. Oops, China just broke, but while it was breaking, Confucius was figuring out how to have good morals. Ah, the Greeks just had the idea of thinking about stuff. And right over here, Alexander just had the idea of conquering the entire Persian Empire. It's a great idea. He was great. And now he's dead. Hopefully the rest of the gang will be able to share the empire evenly between them. Knock knock, it's Chandragupta. He says, get the hell out of here. Will you get the hell out of here if I give you 500 elephants? Okay, thanks, bye.
Time to conquer all of India. Or most of India.
But what about this part? That's the Tamil Kings. No one conquers the Tamil Kings. Who are the Tamil Kings?
Merchants probably. And they've got spices.
Who would like to buy the spices? Me, said the Arabians, swiftly buying it and selling it to the rest of the world. Hey, China put itself back together again, with good morals as their main philosophy. Actually, they have 3 main philosophies. Out here, the horse nomads run wild and free, and they would like to ransack your city. Let's check the Greekification levels of the Greekified kingdoms. Greekification overload. Bye, said the Parthians. Bye, said the Jews. Hi, said the Parthians, taking over the entire place. Hey, said the Romans, eating the entire Mediterranean for breakfast. Thanks for invading our homeland, said the Jews, who were starting to get tired of people invading their homeland. Hi, everything's great, said some guy who seems to be getting very popular and is then arrested and killed for being too popular, which only makes him more popular. You can make a religion out of this. Want silk? Now you can buy it from China. They just made a
Brand new road to the world.
or you can
Get their own water.
Sick, new trade routes, said India, accidentally spreading their religion to the entire southeast. That's a good place for an epic trading kingdom. There goes Buddhism traveling up the Silk Road. I wonder if it'll reach China before it collapses again. Remember the Persian Empire? Yep, said the Persians, making a new one. Axum is getting so powerful they would like to build a long stick. Has anyone populated Madagascar yet? Let's do it together.
China's whole again. Then it broke again.
Still can't cross the Sahara Desert? Try camels,
Yeah, now we got business.
said the Ghana Empire, selling lots of gold and slaves. Hi, I live in the Roman Empire, and I was wondering...
Is loving Jesus legal yet?
No. Actually, okay, sure, said Constantine, moving the capital way over here to be closer to his main...
Rival.
Don't worry about Rome, it won't fall.
It's the golden age of India.
There's the Gupta Empire, not Chandragupta, just Gupta. First name Chandra. The first. Guess who's in Rome?
Barbarians.
What's a barbarian? Non-Romans, said the Romans, being invaded by non-Romans. R.I.P. Roman Empire. Or actually just half of it. The other half is just fine. But it's not in Rome anymore, so let's give it a new name.
The Mayans have figured out the stars.
Oh, and here's a huge city. Population everyone. The Gokturks have taken over the entire Eurasian steppe. Great job, Gokturks. How's India? Broken. How's China?
Back together.
How's those trading kingdoms?
Bigger and there's more of them.
Korea has 3 kingdoms. Japan has a kingdom. It's the Sunrise Kingdom. Deep in the Arabian desert, on the top of a mountain, the real God whispers in Muhammad's ear. So he goes down to the cube where everyone worships gods, and he tells them their gods are all fake. And everyone got so mad at him that he had to leave town and go to a different town. You can make a religion out of this, and maybe conquer the world as well. The Roman Empire is long gone, but somehow the Pope is still the Pope. Plus there's...
New kingdoms all over Europe.
I wonder if there's room for Moors. Here's all the wisdom. In a house. It's the Baghdad House of Wisdom. Just in time for the
Islamic golden age.
Let's bring stuff to the coast and sell it and become the Swahili on the Swahili coast, said the Swahili on the Swahili coast. Remember this tiny space you have to go through to get from here to there? Someone owns that now. Want to get enlightened in the middle of nowhere? The Franks have the biggest kingdom in Europe, and the Pope is so proud that he invites the king over for Christmas. Surprise, you're the new Roman emperor, said the Pope, pretending to still be part of the Roman Empire. Then the Franks broke their kingdom into what will later be called France and not France. The Northerners, or just Norse if you don't have much time, are exploring. They go north, from the north to the northern north, and they find some land, 2 types of land, and they name them accordingly. They also invade some other places and get called many names, such as Vikings. There's the Rus, the Kievan Rus. Are they Vikings? I don't think so, said the Kievan Rus. Okay, fair enough. The Pope is ready to make some more emperors of the Roman Empire, the Holy Roman Empire. It's actually Germany, but don't worry about it. New kingdoms.
Christianize all the kingdoms.
Which brand would you like? Mine's better, mine's better, mine's better. Time to conquer England, said William. It's a bird, it's a plane.
It's the Seljuk Turks.
Said the Byzantine Empire, who's getting so small it almost doesn't exist anymore. We need help. They need help, so they call the Pope. Hey, Pope, can you help us get rid of the Seljuks? Maybe take back the Holy Land on the way? Come on, I know you want to take back the Holy Land. Yes, I do actually want to do that. Let's do a crusade.
Crusade.
They did many crusades, some of which almost didn't fail, but at least the Italians got some sweet trade deals. Goodbye, Mayans.
Hello, Toltecs.
Goodbye, Toltecs.
Hello, Mississippi.
Look at those mounds. There's the Pueblo. I always wondered how to build a town in a cliff. Guess who's here? Come here. Where? Here. And Pagan is there. Vietnam unconquered itself, Korea just became itself, and Japan is so addicted to art that the military might have to take over the government. China just invented bombs and typing. And the Mongols just invaded most of the universe. Nice going, Genghis. I bet that will last a long time. Some of the Islamic Turks were unaffected by the Mongol invasions because they were busy invading India. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time. I just found out where the Swahili gets all their gold. Look at this Chad. Means lake. There's an empire there, right in the middle of Africa. The king of Mali is so rich he's going on tour to let everyone know. Wow, that guy's rich, everyone said. The Christians are doing a great job reconquering Iberia, which will soon be called Spain and not Spain. Please remain Christian. We will check in later to see if you're still Christian when you least expect. Whoops, half of Europe just died. China's back, yay! Hey, come here, time to share. New kingdoms here and there. Oh, look who controls all the islands. It's the Mahajapit, Majapahit, Mapajahit, Mahapajit, Mapajahit, Majapahit. Oh, Italy's really rich. Time for them to care a lot about art and the ancient classics. It's kind of like a rebirth. Here's a printer, let's make books. So you think you can conquer the Byzantine Empire? Yep, said the Ottoman Turks. Nice job, Ottoman Turks. Oops, you missed a spot. Don't forget to ban Europe from the Indian spice trade. What? That's said Portugal, spiceless.
Well, I guess we'll have to find another way to India.
Wait, said Christopher Columbus, probably smoking. If the world is round, let's go this way to India. No, don't worry, we already got this, said Portugal. So Chris goes to Spain. Hey, Spain, want to hire me to find India by going around back of the world? No, please, no, please, no, please. Okay. So he sails into the ocean and discovers more ocean, and then discovers the Indies and Japan. Let's draw a line to decide who gets which half of the world. The Aztec and Inca empires are off to a great start. I wonder if they know that Europe just discovered their continent. The Habsburgs are marrying into so many royal families they might have to start marrying each other. Move over, Lithuania. Here comes Moscow. Ivan wants to make Russia great again. Move over, Timurids. Maybe go invade India or something. Persia just made Persia Persian again. Let's make it the other kind of Islam. The one where we thought the first guy should have been the other guy. Hey, Christians, do you sin? Now you can buy your way out of hell. That's This whole thing is That's a scam. The church. Here's 95 reasons why, said Martin Luther in his new book, which might have accidentally started the Protestant Reformation. You know what would be magnificent, said Suleiman wearing an onion hat? What if the Ottoman Empire was really big, which it is now? What if Russia was big, said Ivan, trying not to be terrible. Portugal had a dream that they controlled the entire Indian Ocean, including the spice trade. And then that dream was real. And Spain realized that this is not India, but they pillaged it anyway. Damn, said England and France. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Then the Dutch revolt and all the hipsters moved to Amsterdam. Damn, said Amsterdam. We gotta start pillaging some stuff. Question 1. Can you get to India through North America? No, but at least there's beaver. Question 2. Steal the spice trade. That's not a question, but the Dutch did it anyway.
Sugar.
Guess where all the sugar's made? In Brazil. Stolen. In the Caribbean. And it's so goddamn profitable you might forget to not do slavery. The next